Hello, this is Rolf Tomazone. So I wanted to go ahead and make a video on the English Tamagezi. Now, a lot of you in the community are already aware of what the Tamagezi is. If you go back on my channel, you'll see that I think about 9 or 10 years ago, I had already put up a review of the original one, um, which was in Chinese only, which is the reason why I'm making another review on this again at all, is that now this year it is finally available after 10 years in English. Now, the Tamagezi is a very interesting virtual pet because, in my opinion, it is the most complex and well done and really cool knockoff type of virtual pet that isn't like Bandai virtual pet. And I'm usually very hard to impress when it comes to like knockoffs, but this was one that managed to capture my interest and keep it and maintain it. And I've been running mine now for a month, which is a long time. And I'm still not bored with it. And being able to understand everything in it has been absolutely lovely. And I'm gonna go over where you'll be able to purchase one for yourself if you don't already have one, and I'm gonna go over all the details of it. And if you'd like to see the original video I had put up, you can find the link to that down in the description. And I will also leave links to where you can purchase this down in the description as well. So I bought mine from AliExpress, which is where it's the cheapest as far as I'm concerned. I know there are a lot of sellers on eBay which are selling this for like 30, 40, some of them even closer to like $70, $60. So I would say do not purchase from one of those, because on AliExpress, I initially bought this one with shipping. It came to like $24. And then when I bought the second one, it had gotten even cheaper. This one came to $14. So yeah, you don't want to go spend all that money for no reason. Granted, things take a little while coming from AliExpress. Like these took about 2 weeks or so. So it's really not that long, honestly. But if you're willing to wait a little bit, save yourself the money, buy it from AliExpress. So the cool thing about the Tamagezi now is that it is fully in English, which was the biggest hindrance to those of us who did not speak Chinese. We would try to hold our phones over it with Google Translate, but Google Translate really does a poor job with Chinese translations. It didn't really make all that much sense. And therefore, a lot of people quickly grew bored with it, and a lot of people didn't even bother running it to the full month to be able to get the adult characters. So now that it's in English, it honestly is so fun, and it's a very easygoing, chill virtual pet that doesn't really keep you all that much, busy. So if you've got a busy work day and you just want a low maintenance type of pet, this is a great one to have. Like I've been running both of these together, and the fact that I can run two virtual pets at the same time for this long is honestly a really rare occurrence for me. So one thing I will say, when you do buy from AliExpress, I don't know if this might be a little different ordering from eBay or Amazon or whatever. Oh yeah, I think they're also available through third-party sellers on Amazon too. Is the boxes come pretty beat up. So the box for mine, the original one, was this. As you can see, it came pretty beat up. There it says Blue English version. So that's if you're like very finicky about the maintenance of your boxes for your collection. This might be something you might want to keep in mind, because they don't really pack them all that well. They just put them in like a envelope and then ship it out that way. There is really not much padding at all. And this was the second one. It was the same story with this. As you can see, it was like beat up and pretty crushed. So there's that. So in the box comes the instruction booklet. And the instruction booklet is fully in English. As you guys will remember, in the original one, it was in Chinese. It is pretty thorough. It doesn't give all the details you might want, but it is pretty informative. And just a heads up, the English in this is not perfect. There are parts where it's a bit of a broken English, but honestly, it's better than not understanding it at all. So there are some spelling mistakes that I've noticed and stuff. So it's not perfect per se, but honestly, neither was the IDLE. So even Bandai didn't do a perfect job with that. So I'm not really taking off any points for that or of any kind. So honestly, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the details of. Oh, and a lot of people have asked me on my Instagram, where did I get this case that I put it in? I got this from Five Below. Five Below has like really cool cases and like bags and stuff. That there are a whole bunch of different designs and colors. This is the one that has like a watery, sparkly thing in it that I've been keeping it in this one. But for this video, I'm gonna take it out so you can see it better. Now this is what it looks like, and a lot of people in the original ones were also taking this faceplate off, making their own custom ones. You're still able to do all of that. And this is the back. It takes three AAA batteries. Now, I will say I have been using the Amazon Basics. These are the rechargeable Amazon batteries, and these are absolutely incredible. If you don't have one, I could not recommend these more. Do yourself a favor, go get yourself some Amazon Basics because these save you a lot of money in the long run. In this one, they lasted me the first time round 16 days with regular thorough daily usage, and that's incredible. So 16 days on these on a single charge was just honestly amazing. So so let's get into it. My little boy is now an adult. The life cycle in this one is you're a baby for 8 days, and then you become a teenager, and then after the teenage stage, it's another 8 days until you reach, the toddler, and then you become a teenager after 8 days, and then 10 days is what it takes for teenager to adult. So I think it's age 26. On the 27th morning, you become an adult. So I have paused mine a little bit in all of that. So he is 29 years old today. I named him Gezi because I was, super creative. um, Gender is male. This is the first generation. That's my money, how much money I have right now. This is where you can change the time and the volume. This is where my education level is shown and my rank. And this is how much daily property income I have coming in, which is nearly 30,000 gachi points a day, which is honestly pretty good. As for ranks, I still haven't reached a higher rank than civilian because you can go, if you guys will remember from the original one, up to the rank of a king. And for all of that, it shows it right here in the booklet. King requires for you to have 600,000 gachi points in your bank, 5 motorcycles, 5 cars, 5 buses, 5 trucks, 5 racers, 5 sports cars, and 5 schools. So basically, you need an exorbitant amount of things already in your possession before you reach the level of king. But you can see right now I'm a commoner level, which means pretty basic. I'm a peasant, basically. Then you become a chieftain, then a noble, then a viscount, then a count, then a marquis, and a duke and king. So there's that. I still haven't reached those levels. I'm happy being a lowly peasant. It doesn't bother me, even though my education level is doctor, still a peasant, It is what it is. So, all right. So this is going to be your hunger, health, and mood. And the cool thing about the Tamagezi is each activity you do, it will immediately show which of these are filled by how many points. And so that is the status menu. And he is, as you can see, very unhappy, telling me to leave him alone. Um, Food is going to be your staple foods, which is going to be a bun, milk, noodle, porridge, rice, and I think porridge is like British version of oatmeal, if I'm not mistaken. Snacks, biscuit, which is cookies. So I guess they tried to use more British English than American English, which is how it usually is. Candy, chocolate, ice cream, and jelly, and nut. I don't know why there isn't an S at the end, since it's more than one, but it is what it is. And then there's the Chinese restaurant. Oh, yeah, I currently have a motorcycle. It says Chinese restaurant over there. So there's rib rice, chicken rice, and those are the only two. And then the Western restaurant, which I really like because every once in a while you get the deal that everything in the Western restaurant is free, which I always take advantage of, and I come over here and dine for free very often. Um, there is a spelling mistake. It's instead of Western, it says Westum with an M at the end over there. Give me the signature dishes. So here's another spelling mistake. It says sandwich instead of sandwich. And if I'm being honest, that looks more like cake to me. Like, aren't those strawberries with like cream on top? I don't know. But it says sandwich. But there's steak, hamburger, pizza, and that's it. Uh, and he says real wish to cursal. Now, I didn't know what cursal was. I don't know again if that's another like British term or something. So I had to Google it. I was like, what on earth is a cursal? Apparently, it's a very specific kind of an amusement park, one that is specifically located geographically by a seaside. If it's an amusement park by a seaside, it is called a cursal. I learned that through this. Okay, so let's feed him uh, porridge. And it'll show you how it fills up certain things. There you go. Like, so it filled up 25 points for a meal, health, and happiness. And then over here, let's clean him up. And then here are the cleaning tools. It will tell you when your living room is dirty, when your kitchen is dirty, and when your toilet is dirty. And you can come here and use these to clean those three areas. And these are not forever use. After I think 5 uses or so, um, they break down and you'll have to purchase new ones, which is pretty realistic, which I don't mind. So vacuuming the living room. And then mopping the kitchen. And plunging the bathroom, which is so funny. Then there is the outing option. Now, this is one of my favorites. First one is farm. I love this feature. You come here and you have apple seeds, banana seeds, corn seeds, watermelon seeds, grape seeds, pumpkin seeds, apple seeds. Back to apple seeds. I love corn because I think I've had most luck with corn. So I'm going to go ahead and start planting some corn. And then we're going to come and water them. And they grow pretty quickly. And so when they have grown, it will also alert you that your crops are grown, and you'll come over here and harvest them. And once you've harvested them all, you can come here to sell them. It'll show you how much you were able to grow, and it gives you a pretty good price. I can usually get 3,000 to 3,500 gotcha points each time I plant something here. So, which is a pretty good yield from your farm. And then there is the game center. So you have catch apple, treasure hunts, gamble, rock, paper, scissors, 100-meter race, auto racing, fishing joy, parkour. I'm not going to go over the games. You can check out my original video for that, but they're pretty fun. And there's the fact that there's a wide range of games available is pretty neat. Here is Cursal. This is a very fast way that is absolutely free to come to Cursal to raise your happiness, which is what I do a lot. So you can do the teacups. And you can see it raises the happiness by 60 points, which is quite a lot. And then there is this seesaw. And lastly, there's like the gondola type of thing. And I'm so glad that Tamagezi has been through a lot, and it came back in 2024 with an English version. Like, you guys will remember after the initial release like 10 years ago, they got sued because they had, as obviously, like even with the icons and everything, ripped off a lot from Bandai's Tamagotchi, and there was a whole things, and so they disappeared for a long while, and the prices of these went astronomical during that time. I think because they were no longer in production, people were selling them and buying them for $300 to $400, which is absolutely bonkers. And then there was a second release a few years ago, and again, the interest in them were so huge, which is what I think gave them the initial idea that there was such a big demand from Western countries in this. And then after that, I think that was 3 years ago, I want to say, all of a sudden, out of the blue, this year, well, 2024, I'm still not used to this, 2025, we got English out of the blue, and it's just so, so cool. So, yeah. And next is Supermarket, which is another cool one because every once in a while you'll get a message in your living room saying that there is a secret lucky shopper deal going on at the supermarket. So if you show up at the right time, you get selected as the lucky shopper and you get a whole bunch of free things. This supermarket looks wonderful. So at the supermarket, you can purchase a ball, tissues. In fact, I think I'm out of tissues, so I'm going to purchase some. Goods have been placed into your treasure box. You can buy blocks, a doll, umbrella, but they've spelled it as umbrella, book, skate, cat, a rose, toilet plunger, but they've spelled it as toilette plunger, mop, cleaner, phone, guitar, freezer, magic milk. Now, this is pretty cool because this is a very fast way to fill up all your stats. drinking this fills them up like from 0 to halfway. So if you're in a big hurry, this is a great way to go ahead and do that. Only thing is it costs 5,000 gotcha points. There's a violin and the ring, which you will need when your your Tamagezi is old enough for marriage, which mine is now, but I haven't tried the dating yet. And then there's the helicopter rocket. I don't have enough money for the rocket. And yeah. And then there is the clothing store. I've had a few people ask me about this, so I'm going to explain because the booklet does not give a good explanation of this. There will also be deals for 50% off from the clothing store every once in a while, so I would recommend you wait for that before you go purchasing because as it is, a lot of the prices are pretty high. So with clothing as a child and toddler, you cannot wear any. You have to wait until you're an adult. You're a teenager to be able to wear certain ones. And then even as a teenager, you cannot wear all of them. Some of them are still reserved only for adults. Like the panda costume I currently have on is an adult only costume. So the superhero ones are all teenager ones, I think. There's the Batman one. There's a cowboy, some sort of superhero there. Superman type of thing. And then this bee costume, which I loved. That's the one I wore a lot as a teen. And then I think that's a school uniform. There is this is an adult only, I believe, like a suit, an adult superhero. This is like a pudding man type of thing. That's the panda one that I currently have. And yeah, and you can try all of them on. Oh, yeah, see, because it's for teenagers, it says size is too small for you. And then there is the decoration store. This is where you can come to change your living room. So there's the fresh style. This is the initial one that you start off with. There's the simple style and the elegant style, which I currently have. Not a lot of options, but hey, the fact that any exists at all is pretty cool. Next is the park. This is where a lot of things happen. You can come here and face a lot of characters, just have random conversations. You can also come here to find puzzle pieces. All of that happens randomly. You're coming to the park, sometimes a random puzzle piece will appear here, and I'll get to that in a minute as to what the puzzles are. This is also where you can get a pet. There are two pets. There is a fluffy cat and a cute dog. The way you're able to keep it is very similar to how you did in the Tamagotchis, is you come here, you encounter the same pet 3 times in the same day, and on the third try, it'll ask you, do you want to keep this pet with you? So, and then it just follows you home, and the pet lives in the backyard. Let me show you real quick. I have a cat. You can see lives in that little pet house right there. And a lot of activities will also happen in the backyard. They're triggered randomly. Let me see if any of them will be triggered. No, as I said, it happens randomly. Like you'll see a little blue bird comes to visit you sometimes, or like you'll start digging in your backyard. You can blow hearts, and like a lot of little random animations will happen, but can't really control it. And then you can also see the different types of weather that is going on. It can be raining or snowing, overcast, and stuff like that in the backyard too. Where were we? Let's see. Yeah. And then there is a school. This is where you can come and leave your kid at school. You start off at kindergarten and you work your way up to college. And then you can leave it here. At the very least, it needs to be in class 3 minutes for it to count as having attended at all. So I leave it here for a good while usually, and as you can see, I have a PhD, so I am a doctor. And then there is work. Now you will also sometimes get notifications in the middle of your room that says that you will be paid overtime if you get go to work. And so instead of like 20 gotcha points per minute on the job, you will be paid 40 per minute, which is pretty good. So you can work at a store. So there's that. And I'm going to leave. And then you get paid. And then the other one is as a waiter at a restaurant. Oh, hang on. So that's pretty neat. And then you can leave it here to make money as well, which I have often done in the past. And then there's the auto show. This is where you can get like the bike that I have here. So there is a motorcycle which costs 2,000 and a car costs 10,000. A bus costs 15,000, truck is 20,000, racing car is 50,000, roadster is 100,000, and that's where it goes on to. Actually, while we're here, let's buy a car. Why not? And we go into the box. There's the car. We'll say use. Now, when we go to our locations, it'll be using the car. So let's go to the land agency next, and it'll go there in our car. Look, very cool. So at the land agency is where you can buy in properties to like bring in income. I have 2 schools currently, and a farm, and I also have this is a hotel. I also have a villa. So you can purchase multiples of each to bring in more and more, and it shows you how much income it provides you per day. And then there's a bank. So yeah, and you'll, as I showed you earlier, you'll need a bunch of these in order to reach the level of king. And then there is the blind dates. There's the matchmaker. Hi. May I recommend you someone? Okay. Let's go have a look. It will take you 10,000. Why not? I don't have a ring. Should I buy a ring first? Hang on, let's buy a ring first. Purchase. Okay. Okay, let's say blind date. Ooh, the first girl looks super cute. Let's choose her. I want to reconsider this. Oh, she didn't like us. We weren't good enough. Let's see. Let's try again. Pangs of pain from rejection. Blind date. Okay, let's try the crab girl. She doesn't look so snooty. Let's see. You should be better. Wow. Okay. Apparently, we're not good enough for any of them. Fine. Jeez. We'll try again when we have more things. Communication is where you can connect with another Tamagezi. So that's when you can connect both of them because there is an IR port at the top. And you play games, exchange gifts, and you can marry a second one as well. So if you and your significant other are running one at the same time, that might be pretty cool to raise your Tamagezis together and marry each other. Clothing goes here. And that's the magic box. Oh, we have some tissues. Let's refill our toilets. And bathe. I love that little rubber ducky, and they're so cute. And he will ask you to bathe him when he's dirty and say, "Hey, I'm dirty." It says master. I hate that. It says master. It's such a eek kind of word, but I guess it's maybe like a direct translation from Chinese or something. I don't know. And then treat is when he gets sick. This is where you come to treat him. Again, the icon is that direct ripoff from Tamagotchi. And this is the other section. Now, this is where he keeps like a puzzle, no, I mean a diary. So this is the day I had first hatched him, which was the 3rd of December. Started kindergarten on the 4th, got a part-time job for the first time on the 11th, found my first pet on the 7th. Yeah, so you don't really do anything. They fill that part out themselves. And then this is the puzzles. This is where you encounter the random pieces of these puzzles at the park. And I'll see if we can trigger one just to be able to show you. An event is right now grayed out because we don't currently have an event, but that's when one of those envelopes with the wings pops up in your living room and you hit the middle button and it shows you like there's a 50% off for, clothing sale or whatever, and then it'll show up here while that's going on because all of those are for a limited time. So let's try triggering a puzzle piece at the park. Please protect the environment. Oh yeah, this is one of the random animations. He goes and starts cleaning the park, which is really nice, honestly. Very similar to the Eco Brothers from the Tamagotchi line. Oh, that's one of the Mew Mew. Oh, there's a puzzle piece, as I said. Randomly got generated, got a puzzle piece. And you can see that it's showing something is over there by the puzzles. And we go to puzzles to see. Oh, looks like we got one more piece for the snowman, which is pretty cool. And still haven't been able to complete it. And sometimes you might get the same piece. So if you get a puzzle piece and everything looks the same, you might be like, wait a minute, I just got a puzzle piece. What's happening? Sometimes you get like the same exact piece as you might have had before. So that's why it doesn't get revealed. But yeah. So that's about it. It has kept my attention all this time. I've been running this now for a month, as you saw. I haven't been bored with it. Oh, look, it's already grown a little bit. I'm gonna water them. And I can't say that for a lot of pets, honestly, so which is pretty neat. Yeah, so this video will be going up on my channel in a couple of days. So by the time you see this, I will have also shot another video of my products from the Tamagotchi Center. which is gonna be things that I've purchased from there to do with like the TCOM to be able to interact with this little guy and a bunch of other things. So be on the lookout for that other video on my channel as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Au revoir.